so golden. What you got, you're the golden child. I see forever between you and me, forever between us.
Welcome back to the Black in Real Life podcast. It's your girl Anuli, here with a new episode. It is the time of the year when the temperatures begin to rise in the Northern Hemisphere in anticipation of the summer. Now, if you follow Black in Real Life, I want to let you know that this episode marks the beginning of Hot Girl Summer because I'll be releasing new episodes of the Black in Real Life podcast until early August. Once the season ends, the show will be on a hiatus while I continue working on my doctoral dissertation, so please enjoy the remaining episodes. This episode's featured guest is Ariel Dannielle. Ariel is an Atlanta-based artist who creates large-scale paintings that depict the daily experiences of Black women. She believes in the importance of her artwork to provide new lenses through which Black womanhood can be represented, understood, and related to. She aims to show her experiences in a way of thriving, not just surviving, highlighting the simple joys in life. In this episode of Black in Real Life, Ariel Dannielle and I talk about the importance of friendship among Black women, what it means to be a hot girl, and why it is okay for art to simply be fun. As always, at the end of each interview, I will come back to share a few key takeaways that stood out to me from the conversation. These takeaways will be supplemented with research from both academic and non-academic sources to add further context to the subjects that were brought up in the interview portion. For every episode, I will include citations to the reference materials I mentioned, as well as some additional background reading for you on the Black in Real Life website. Visit www.blkirl.com to nerd out. I would like to start by at least telling you how I found out about your work in the first place, which was just actually all I remember is through some internet rabbit hole. I think I saw some artists and I was looking up an artist for something else. And then I came across a gallery and then I saw your work and I was like, oh.
Yeah, the rabbit hole.
It's the rabbit hole, but I think it's the best rabbit holes because at least with this season of the podcast, I've been really reaching out to people whose work that I found or I've met in person in some capacity. And I'm like, I like what you do. And I'd love to hear you talk more about what you do.
I love to hear it. So I'm excited to talk about it.
I want to get to know you a little bit. Where do you call home?
Atlanta.
So you're born and raised here?
Born and raised Georgia. I grew up in like the Covington Conyers area, but
okay.
Which is not far from Atlanta, but I just say Atlanta, it's easier. I live in Atlanta now.
When you leave Atlanta, like when you were younger, you would say like I grew up in Atlanta just because it's like a bigger landmark?
Not when I was younger, I would just be like, I'm from Covington.
Okay. And people would know?
No, no, it's easier like when you travel and stuff and people are like, where are you from? Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always say that. But now I can say because I live in Atlanta, but I'm not like from Atlanta.
Now, how long have you lived in Atlanta proper?
Probably like going on 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have any places in Atlanta that you're like, these are like some of my favorite spots? Like,
yeah, I tend to do the same thing every time I go out. I really like just like the Beltline area, like Pont City Market, Highland Ave. I love walkable stuff. I just like to be able to walk to like this restaurant, this bar, this place. So the Beltline is like one of my favorites, but I also like the Doraville area because you can like go to karaoke with your friends and go get good food and da da da. So that's probably my two favorites, like the Beltline and like the Doraville area.
Have you ever tried those scooters down the Beltline at Ponce?
Once. I'm not like, I don't have the best balance. So I'm always afraid that I'm gonna fall. The one time I tried, I had a couple drinks, so I was like brave, but also like, why, like, you shouldn't be tipsy driving a scooter around the Beltline. So I haven't done it again. Yeah. But, and also
Yeah.
the Beltline is so crowded, like, usually when I go, that it's just like too much to even try and like get around.
Yeah, I've tried that. I was sober, but I tried that and there was a lot of people. And they don't give you helmets, so there is a lot of like
Yeah, it's a
safety.
lot of liability there, but I guess it just comes with the territory. But yeah, just want the one time. Yeah.
In general, as a person, what or who inspires you?
Oh, that's so hard. I think like people that inspire me the most, like it's hard for me to put like names to it. The first person that always comes to me is Nicole Byer. Do you know who Nicole Byer is? She's
That
like,
name sounds familiar.
she's a comedian. She's a black woman comedian, but she has like a bunch of podcasts and
Grand Crew?
yeah,
Yes, okay, I
literally,
know.
yes.
Girl Code Grand Crew. Okay, yes.
Yes, she always comes to my mind because she's so like unapologetically herself. Like I listen to her podcast every week, and her personality is just like insane, but she does not care. Like she's like, this is who I am, kind of love me or hate me. So people like that are usually like the people that inspire me the most, who are just like themselves and they just don't care. Like artists that are just themselves. I love people like that who don't let like society make you want to change. And I always think of Nicole Byer as like the first person, but there's artists that like I follow that I can just tell like that they're just doing them and they don't care about like other people's opinions. And I'm inspired by people like that.
Do you think you take on a similar characteristics? Because now that you're describing Nicole Byers, I could see that in your work, like just the persona of your work.
I hope so. Like that's like my mantra is like trying to just remain true to like my interests in myself and like what I like to do when it comes to my work, because it's hard. Like sometimes I do compare myself to artists that are like either similar to my age or, you know, that I went to like the same university with or stuff like that. And there's a part of me that's like if I see an artist that's like more successful, there's a part of me that's like, maybe like I should like tweak, like make my work like a little like this, and like maybe my career will go further, but I have to like remind myself like, no, like just stick to what you're doing, stick to like be true to yourself type vibes. And so that's why people like that like inspire me, because I have to like constantly remind myself to like not compare myself to other artists who are, you know, doing great and I like admire. Yeah.
Who do you paint for?
I paint for like, I always say like my friends, but like people that also aren't my friends, but people like my friends. Like my favorite feeling when I finish a painting and like I show it to my loved ones, like my friends and stuff like that, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this is that, this reminds me of this, like this is so me. I love that feeling. That like validates me in like a major way. So I would say like my friends and people like that who see my work and feel seen and can relate to it, and just gives you like a little fun feeling. I always want people to like have fun. Like I'm that friend in the friend group that's like, I'm making sure everyone's having a good time. And I feel like my work is like the same thing. Like I want people to feel good when they see it. So yeah.
Can you describe your friends a bit to me? Like when you say I paint for people like my friends, like who are those people?
Yeah, I guess like you would have to know, right? Because like my work it's either like self-portraits or like friends. But my friends are just like a gang of like girlies who, I don't know, it's like it's a variety. I have a bunch of different types of friends, but they're all like creative and fun, and majority of my friends are Black. Like all my closest friends are Black women or Black people, like the not like some people, you know, they, them. So I don't want to like generalize Black women, but they're all just great people of color who I just want to like paint and feel seen and like happy and fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like in your friend group, because you said a bit earlier, like you're the one that wants to like make sure everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
What do your friends typically like seek your advice on? Like they have an issue in this, they're gonna ask like Ariel about this.
Probably like relationship stuff, mostly just because like I've been in like a long-term relationship. Like this is like going on year 11.
Oof,
I know. I know.
My heart.
So like I feel like my friends come to me for like relationship stuff. And sometimes like creative stuff too, but a lot of my art friends, um, they do totally different types of art. Like my best friend, she's a writer, so we don't really have, you know, she doesn't ask me writing advice because I couldn't give her it. But yeah, it's probably like relationship stuff just because like I've been in one for so long. Yeah.
I love that like we kind of like immediately are talking about the subject of friendship because that is like a big theme in your work. And actually one of the topics I wanted to like talk to you more about because it's so like present in your work, particularly your We Outside series from 2021 and your Love That For Me series from 2021. Was it 2021 as well?
Last year,
2022. And I love you have the self-portraiture, but then you also have like these beautiful displays of like Black female friendship. So could you talk about like why friendship is so important in your life and particularly like why friendships with other Black women are important to your life?
Yeah, I think for me, it's like just this sense of being surrounded by people who get you and like you have like similar experiences. There's something like really that I don't know, like I don't feel with other people that I feel like with my Black women friends. Like it's just this like, I guess kind of like community like feeling that I get when I'm with them that I don't know I would get from anyone else. And I always feel like I've always been like a girl's girl. Like I always care a lot about like my girlfriends and like how they're doing and are you good? Like, do you need this? Do you need that? Should we go do this? Should we go do that? I think it's just like a personality thing. Like I've always been like really about my friendships. I don't really know like why, but I think it's like a personality trait. I don't know. Yeah.
How do you typically make friends? That's like one thing people say it's so hard to make friends as an adult. So how do you make friends?
Yeah. Well, I would say like majority of my friends I met while in school. So it's just kind of like that school thing. Yeah, like majority of my friends are either like childhood friends or friends I met when I was in college when I was like in the art department. And then people that I've met that are my friends like after school, I've met like in the art world, like I've met at art events and stuff like that, just similar circles. So yeah. And I think also like it's easier to make friends when like I said, you have similar interests.
You kind of create a world around that.
Exactly. I don't really have friends like that I've made outside of school that weren't like art related. I don't know anyone who's not art related after graduating school because that's like my little bubble.
Right. Thinking about like representations of Black female friendship on like television and in movies, do you have any that like stand out to you that you feel like, okay, like I see myself in this?
Yeah. I always say girlfriends, even though like I have so many, I can talk about girlfriends forever, but I love, that's one of my favorite shows. So
I have the box set, so I feel you.
Okay. I have so many thoughts. But like on Joan specifically, but that I would say probably girlfriends. Cause honestly, like, I don't know, but has there been a show like Girlfriends since Girlfriends like that?
I mean, some could argue Insecure.
Oh, well, yeah, Insecure. I love Insecure. I don't know why. See, another reason why Girlfriends stands out to me is because I also like really like the fashion in Girlfriends. And no, like Insecure is a great show, but like the fashion doesn't stick out to me like Girlfriends does in my head. But yeah, Insecure also another great show. Yeah.
Which character in Girlfriends do you think you're most like?
I actually don't know. I feel like I can relate to all of them a little bit. I don't want to be a Joan though. Joan is like annoying. Even though I really love Tracy Ellis Ross, just like
Yeah.
in general, but she was so annoying.
I used to, when I was like younger and watching Girlfriends without the perspective of like age, I used to like admire Joan, like, oh, she's like a
Yeah.
lawyer and she's like fashionable, she has this house.
Yeah,
But I think over the
exactly.
years, I'm like, am I a Joan or am I really more of a Lynn?
Yeah, my best friend says I'm a Lynn, which I like Lynn, so I'm like maybe I am more of a Lynn than anyone, but I really don't know. I can see myself in everyone except for Joan.
I feel that she's a
My
quite
only issue with Joan is like throughout the whole series, she had like no character development. Like from the beginning of the series to the end, she was like literally the same person. She didn't learn any lessons. She was very selfish. I'm like, I just do not want to be a Joan. But she always looked good.
she always looked good.
She always
Bit
looked good.
man crazy for me. I think
Yes.
that's one
That
of
was
the
her whole
things.
storyline. She
Yeah.
never had anything else going on. It was so
But that
annoying.
does tend to be like a pattern with shows. Like the main character is not always as interesting as
Yeah,
like
as
those
the side
other.
characters, like Sex
Yeah.
in the City, that's another. I love Sex in the City, even though that's obviously like not Black people. But I mean, Carrie was like, I love her fashion, but she was not my favorite character, even though she was the main character.
Who's your favorite?
Samantha. I mean, come on. Samantha was hilarious and she didn't care unapologetically herself. I just gravitate towards people like that. She's my favorite. She just did not care what anybody thought about her. And I love that. Yeah.
It does seem like these shows, whether it's like Girlfriends, Insecure, Sex and the City, Golden Girls, there's always like the four female
Yes.
friendship, and they each do play a specific role, and the
Mm-hmm.
same roles are almost recycled in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely like a trope. Now that
It's
I think about it.
definitely a trope. And you know, it's TV. So they're like, well, it worked now. So let's just repackage it. It'll probably work again. And it does tend to work, that formula.
And when you think about like for your own work, when you represent friendship, do you kind of represent it in a particular way? Like I'm sharing like this aspect.
Yeah. It's always like just fun stuff. Whenever I'm with my friends and like we're doing something that's like particularly like we're having a good time, I want to capture that and like recreate it. Like whether it's like the I Love That for Me show last year, the group painting was just a painting of me and my friends getting ready in the bathroom to go out. And I'm like, that is like such a simple moment, but it's like such a fun moment. Like we love getting ready together. Like my friends come over my house like early just so we can all like do our makeup, listen to music, pregame together. And I was like, this is such like a moment.
It's the best
So
part.
exactly. So stuff like that, whenever it just feels like fun and good, I want to recreate it. Like a painting that I'm doing this year is me and my sisters doing karaoke. And that's something that I just got into like over like the last like year or two. I never really was like a karaoke girly, but now I am. And me and my sisters love it. And now I'm like, now I want to make a painting of us singing karaoke. So it's like that's my pattern, like stuff that like I like doing or love doing. And if my friends are involved, then it's like a group painting. If it's something more just me, then it's like a solo painting, a self-portrait.
That's actually what I find so like fascinating by your work. Like you seem to like take these moments that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I assume, and I would love to hear more about your creative process, but I assume you take a picture of it to
Mm-hmm.
reference. But then, like everyone else, we just leave the picture. We might not look at that picture again. But
Yeah,
then you dedicate hours to recreating that
recreating it.
picture through art as if the moment just expands.
Exactly. It's like I've been thinking more and more about like how photography plays so heavily into my process. Like over the past year, gotten even more like serious about like taking a camera with me everywhere I go, like an actual camera, not just my iPhone.
Like a
Um,
physical camera.
yeah, like I have like
Wow.
a little digital camera that I like try and put in my purse before I leave the house. Like if I'm going to do something like not just like boring like grocery shopping, but if I'm going to do something that I think is
It's like
gonna be
2000s. Like we used to do
photo,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I've gotten even more into it lately. But yeah, it's like something, it's like ritualistic, kind of like taking a photo of a moment, like capturing that moment, and then like you said, spending hours making it into something totally like bigger, brighter, colorful, glittery. There's something I really like about it. So
What is that something? Like what is the motivation of like having to take the picture, then painting it? Like why that?
well, I mean, in the beginning, it was just like that's how I learned to paint, was like using photo references. I'm not really, and I'm still not really, I don't like painting just off of my head. Like I know
Mm.
some artists are really good at that. I actually wish I was better at that. Like when I try and like recreate an image in my mind and paint it, it just doesn't look like what I'm wanting it to look like in my brain. So having a photo of it like helps me a lot. So it really just started like with technique, but now I'm just like I'm having more fun just going out and taking photos and wanting to like paint it.
And when you're painting, are you like when you're painting off the reference photo, is your goal to like exactly replicate the
No.
photo, or is it the feeling of the photo?
Yeah, it's like it's never exact, like, and it actually varies from painting to painting. Like sometimes um a painting, like I'll have the idea and then I'll have like my friends come over and we'll literally like stage it.
Mm.
And that's more like when it's like the exact photo, because I've already staged the photo to exactly how I want the painting to look. And then sometimes like it's just like a photo that I've taken in the moment, and then I'll just use that as kind of like the base. And I might add stuff to it. I might take stuff away from it. So it really depends on the painting.
I'm interested in this like staging process because now as I look at your works, I wouldn't be able to tell which ones were staged and which ones were
Yeah.
just organically in the moment. So how do you determine like I have this image, I want to stage it, and like what's that process like
Yeah.
from the idea?
Like the one that I talked about earlier, from the Love That For Me show, the bathroom one, that one was staged. That was
Mm.
like I knew because we had recently all got together and got ready together. And like sometimes when this stuff is happening and I'm like, ooh, I want to make a painting of this, like it's just there's no time for me to like set up the camera, da 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 da. So I'll like make a mental note of like, okay, we're gonna recreate this moment so I can take a photo of it. So that's what that was. And it's really easy. Like all I have to do is like ask my friends to come over and I'll be like, I'll give you guys wine if you like just pose for me for a little bit and let me take a couple pictures. Yeah, it's really just like it's like that mental note I have of like we're gonna have to do this again specifically for a painting.
Mm.
Yeah.
And when you are painting, do you like where do you paint? Is it like a studio? Is it at home? Is there music?
Yeah.
What's the vibe?
It's a room in my house, which is my studio. So it's like a, I guess it, what would that be considered, like maybe it's supposed to be like a guest bedroom. I don't know. Like it's a closet in there, but it's my studio.
Mhm.
And that also varies because my mood, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I'll listen to podcasts, or sometimes I'll like have TV playing like on my iPad, or I'll be playing music. Like if I really need to like up the energy while I'm painting, I'll like blast music. If I want something more like chill, I'll like have TV playing or like a podcast playing.
What's
Um,
the energy music that you would tend to go for?
I'm like the kind of Spotify person that's like, it's annoying, but like I'll just play my likes in a shuffle.
Mm.
And I know like my best friend, she's all about playlists, but I'm like, I do not have the time to make a million playlists. Like in my head, I don't. So I literally just shuffle all my whole like thousands of songs and just let
Mhm.
that play while I'm in the studio. So I guess the vibe changes with each song. But just like the blasting of music, it helps my energy. Like I feel like I paint faster when I do that versus like
Do,
when I'm listening to a podcast.
do your paintings tend to align with like where you are in life, like how social you might be feeling at that present time?
Definitely. Definitely. I think like my earlier work was way more self-portraits because I didn't really start wanting to be out like that until like more recent years, like especially like after the pandemic.
Mhm.
I feel like the it became more important to me capturing those moments, like experiencing stuff like with other people. Because yeah, before it was like my solo show, my first solo show in college, it was like all self-portraits. Like every painting was of me. So when you look at that versus like now, I prioritize like group paintings over self-portraits. So it definitely has shown the change in me. I'm a little more extroverted than I used to be, for sure.
I know you've shared in the press that like the We Outside series in particular was inspired by the concept of like the hot girl summer as coined by Megan Thee Stallion.
100%.
So what
And
does
like
it mean?
Freaknik.
Yes.
Like, yes. Or Freaknik. It like depends on the person. Well, yeah, I feel like that was really the introduction to my like extrovert phase that I'm still currently in. Like I never used to be the type of person who like always, like not always wants to go out, but like sometimes now a Saturday will hit and I'll have like this itch. So like want to like see what my friends are doing. I literally never was like that. And I think We Outside was like the introduction to that version of me. And that's when, you know, Hot Girl Summer, Megan Thee Stallion, obviously like she inspired that, because like everyone was like, this about to be my Hot Girl Summer, and I'm like, same. And then I always like was inspired by Freaknik, just because it's like Atlanta culture to like know about it. My dad went to it and I would ask him about it, and like the photos and the videos, it's just like something so iconic about it. So that also I felt like went really like seamlessly with the Hot Girl Summer vibe. So it inspired that show, which that's still one of my favorite shows, even though that was like 2 years ago, which is crazy. Yeah, it felt like yesterday.
Well, what do you think it means to then embody a hot girl? Like, what is a hot girl? Who are your hot girl role models?
I mean, Megan Thee Stallion, because she coined it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think when I just think of a Hot Girl Summer, I just think of like literally just being out with my friends and just like having fun doing literally anything. I love my friend group because like we don't have to do anything like specific to have fun. Like it can be like, let's go sit outside. Like do you know the Kroger? You're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. You know the Kroger on the Beltline, like the new one?
Yeah.
Like new murder, well, it used to be Murder Kroger, but like they
know that.
Oh yeah, that's what it used to be. Anyways, the like the outdoor seating part that faces the Beltline, like something as like boring as being, it sounds boring, like let's go sit outside at the Kroger patio and like drink wine and like just people watch.
That sounds
and like
lovely.
that is like so fun to me. So and I love that my friend, because you know some people are like, that's boring, like I want to go do X, Y, and Z. But we're just not like that. We make fun out of like literally anything. So I just think that's my idea of Hot Girl Summer. Like, it's not specifically like we have to be on the beach in Miami for it to be Hot Girl Summer. As long as we're out and it's hot outside and we're having fun, that's like Hot Girl Summer to me.
So you don't have to be shaking your ass on a yacht in Dubai,
no, you
as
don't.
they say.
You don't, even though like one day I would love that. But no, I think it's like when you're feeling yourself and like you're out with your friends and you're just having fun, like that's my idea of Hot Girl Summer.
I feel like around the time like the idea of like the Hot Girl Summer came up, we were also beginning to talk about like soft life and like Black girl luxury and those type of things. Do they connect in any way to you? And like, how do you feel about those concepts of like soft life, Black girl luxury, and the conversation around them?
Yeah, like I don't really know enough, to be honest. Like the soft girl stuff I just started hearing about, and I'm like assuming that that's like, I actually don't know like what, like I have an idea of like what soft girl is, but then it also I feel like was like that girl aesthetic. I feel like that it was like the same thing,
kind of blurred.
Like like the Pilates girl. Is that like what soft girl is? I don't know.
I mean, we all have our own definitions.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I was trying to think like, can I form an opinion on it? And I don't really have one, because like I don't really know a lot about soft girl or like the Black girl luxury. Like I do like there's an influencer that I like love, and she's an Atlanta influencer. Her name's Aaliyah's Face.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I feel like she fits into like Black girl luxury like category, but I don't think about that she likes luxurious thing. I just like her personality in general. So I don't know, like I don't know. It's hard for me to like have an opinion on those because I just don't know enough.
There's a separation between hot girls and like the soft Black girls where sometimes people kind of combine them.
Yeah, that's true. Because I'm like, what would I want to be? And I'm like, maybe a little bit of all of them, you know? I want a little softness in my life. I want a little hotness, maybe a little luxury one day, some expensive items. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
What I think, I mean, I could go for a while about it, but I think all of these things, whether it's like the hot girl or the soft life or like the Black girl luxury, is just like ways for like Black women to like present themselves like in a different narrative, because there's always that like strong Black woman narrative, and like our lives are associated with like struggle, and it's like a rejection of that. I think all of these things are just a rejection of like the struggle trope.
I totally agree with that. See, that makes a lot of sense to me.
We're just tired.
In my mind, I'm like, you know, it's cute. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. But yeah, that makes sense.
I think about that a lot for myself. It's just like with my own research and which is about labor, but like my own relationship to labor. Do I have a dream job? No. If I didn't have to work, I wouldn't, right?
Period.
You know, it's just like freedom. So it's like, I guess, like, how do you find work that still allows you a certain level of freedom?
Yes. Yeah, that too. That makes me think of Aaliyah's Face again. I feel like she found that freedom in her work, and now she's like living her best life, it seems. And I'm like, you go, girl.
How about you? Like, what would freedom mean to you, or success?
Honestly, I'm pretty like content in my life currently. The only thing that I have goals, like I want my work to be seen in more places, and like I have like, you know, museum dreams and like international dreams and things like that. But like, as far as like my personal life outside of like work, I don't ask for much. I just, you know, I want good food. I want shelter, you know, love in my life. And I'm like pretty good to go.
Do you feel free?
Yeah, I do for the most part. You know, I'm like, yeah, for the most part. Being a person of color, I'm like, it could be freer.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be like, I'm free. But I would say I'm content with where my life is right now. Yeah. Do
you think, like, just because you mentioned it, do you think it's possible to be truly like healthy and whole under the conditions of the world that we live in?
No. I don't think, but I think you can try your best and be the best you can with the circumstances. But I feel like this world is so fucked, it would be really hard to be like, I'm doing perfect. Nothing's wrong. And maybe people are like that, but I just don't know how you can. But that's just me. Maybe I'm being cynical. I don't know.
Well, this whole season is really about like, you know, world building. That's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you, because you kind of create worlds through your canvases. But when do you in general most feel like yourself, like flow state?
Probably like, I keep referring to going out, but probably like I do feel like I feel the most myself, and like I put myself together and I'm just like doing something as simple as like sitting on someone's like outdoor patio having like a glass of wine. Like that's like, I feel like so true to me. And that's, like I said, it's simple. Like I truly feel like I don't ask for much. Like I'm not like a deep person. That sounds like I'm stupid, but I just don't ask for much. I just want to be happy, and I want the people I care about to be happy, and that's like really all I ask. As happy as we can be. Yeah,
that's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm like, I feel like sometimes, like when I talk about my work and like life, that's another thing, like comparison. Like I think of like people who are like really like good speakers and really deep and like intellectual. But when it comes to me, it's like I just want people to have fun, and I want to have fun, and it's like that. And I'm like, I know I don't sound like as cool as like those other people, but now I'm also not trying to be like I'm not like other girls, but it is like a comparison thing that I do wish I had something deeper to say. But
well, do you find pressure as like I always hate doing these general questions, but I think it's important right now to ask this question. But like, do you find pressure as like a Black female artist that your work has to be like this big, like social justice, something?
definitely 100%. And that is why I have the insecurity of like, I just want my work to be fun, because I know, and there's artists that I love that their work has like such a deep meaning to them, which I feel like, not to say my work is surface level, because for me it is deep. Like these things are important to me. But when I compare it to like other artists, I'm like, ugh, like they're talking about some real shit. And I'm just talking about, I like to go out and like have fun with my friends. So I do think it's like a comparison thing, because you are in this field where a lot of the work, at least a lot of the work that I've seen, because I don't like to generalize, but a lot of the work from Black creators is like about like either like the struggles of being a Black person, or like the like the sad stuff, the stuff that isn't like nice to see, but it's important to make work about. I just like, I don't want to, because I like going to shows and like feeling like exhibitions and leaving feeling like good and like having that warm fuzzy feeling inside after leaving. And so that's why I want to make the work that I make. So I don't know. It's easier now. Like I feel like back in the day, being a Black artist is probably like all that is what your work is about, is like the struggle. But like the farther we get from certain topics, I guess, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I feel like work like mine has been more acceptable, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because like artists before me have already worked doing the hard shit, where now I'm like lucky enough where I can like make a painting about just like doing my makeup and people see it and they're impacted by it. Like I feel like that might not have been the case, back in the day. So Black artists have paved the way for artists like me to like paint about like mundane stuff, I feel. Yeah.
I can relate to that totally, because like even my own work, when I started the PhD program, I would say like, oh, I study Black social media content creators. Automatically people are like, oh, Black Lives Matter, social media activism. And I'm like, no. No.
Literally. No,
it's like there's room to talk about other things.
Exactly. That happened to me recently. Last year I did a residency in Morocco, and like at the end of it, they're like asking me questions about like, do you consider yourself like an activist, and like just like stuff about political like stuff like that. And literally like the painting I did in Morocco is like a painting of me like taking a picture of myself in a bikini in a bathroom. And I'm like, girl, like we can talk about this, because
in Morocco.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I don't know, like I get questions like that and I'm like, have you seen my work? Like, but I get it, because my work is about the Black experience from my perspective. But I'm like, y'all are, I don't have that much intellectual stuff to say, you guys. Like it's pretty simple here with what I'm doing, to me. Yeah.
You remind me a lot of like that quote, I'm paraphrasing, but from Toni Morrison, that really talks about like racism being a form of distraction, because it limits what we can create, right? We're always talking about like, our opinion about white people and our opinion about being marginalized. It's like, we have so much to say more than that.
I fully agree. Like that stuff is important, but I don't think like specific to me, not every Black artist has to like be about that, because like you said, we have so much more than our struggles. We're so much more than that. So I want my work to be a part of that more.
Mm.
Yeah.
I want to end our more like formal conversation on that note, and I want to get into some like rapid fire questions.
Oh, okay.
These are
that.
like quick.
Okay.
What's your astrological big three, sun, moon, and rising?
Oh my God. I'm a Leo, Taurus, moon, Scorpio rising.
So Leo, sun, Taurus, moon, Scorpio rising.
Yes.
Are you an extrovert, introvert, or ambivert, which is like a combo?
I think I'm a combo. I think I'm ambivert for sure. The older I get, I am.
What color have you been drawn to lately?
Pink. The past like 3 years, pink.
What do you do for fun?
Go out with my friends. That's all I've been saying. Literally.
What do you collect?
Ooh, so many things. I have a problem. Probably clothes. I like to thrift.
Oh, did you go to ThriftCon this past weekend?
No, I went last year and I had mixed feelings about it. So I was like not sure if I wanted to go, and then I decided not to go. Have you gone?
I went on Sunday. I have feelings about it too.
Okay.
What are you reading?
I'm reading a manga, and I feel like it's nothing like cute, but it's like this manga called Tomi, and it's like this like femme fatale character who like kills men, and it's really fun. But
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. That's what I'm reading.
What are you watching?
I just finished rewatching Sopranos, so I would say that, and I also just finished watching The Last of Us.
Oh, I heard that's a big show to watch.
It's so good, highly recommend.
What are you listening to?
What have I listened to recently? I just like gave the new Kali Uchis album a listen. I feel like I'd never say her name right. Kali Uchis.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh.
I read it and I don't know if I say it right either.
Yeah, that's like the most recent album I've listened to because it just came out last week.
Do you have any favorite apps on your phone?
Yeah, probably like TikTok. I hate to say it, but
there's no shame here.
They got me. I get on TikTok every day. I get on it every day. Yeah.
Actually, that's one thing I thought about the other day. Like, to really get to know somebody, I would love to just exchange phones and like scroll through their TikTok for like 10 minutes. Me and my little sister do it, and it's like two different worlds.
Or like scroll through their likes. If they let you see. Me and my best friend do that. Like, we look through each other's likes because we have similar sense of humor, and it's so fun to just see like what the other person likes, because it does affect your algorithm.
See, that would be a way if you're like meeting someone for the first time, you really want to get to know them. Yeah, let me see your
that
TikTok.
Would be, let's see your TikTok. Let's see what you're about. That's very true. Yes.
Do you have a favorite website?
No, I don't really get on like internet. I get on my phone to either like watch YouTube videos or like online like Depop shop or eBay. Maybe eBay. Can I say eBay?
Yeah, you can say eBay.
Yeah.
And then my last rapid fire question is, who is someone that more people should be following on social media?
Nicole Byers,
period.
People sleep on her, and I don't like that.
She's been in the game for a minute.
Like, she has.
Yeah, I've been watching her for years.
She really has. She's been doing this thing for so long, and I feel like she should be way bigger than she is. And I think it's just because she's a Black woman. And she talks about it all the time, especially because she's plus size. Like, I feel like she should be way higher in her like career than she is.
They kind of like now that you say, they kind of like let only like one Black female plus size woman in at a time. Like, that's
it's crazy to me. I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's misogyny.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Unfortunately, I just don't like it.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I agree.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been a fun conversation.
No problem. Yeah, I love these chats. They're fun.
I hope you enjoyed my conversation with artist Ariel Dannielle. Since female friendship was a major theme of our conversation, I want to ground this episode's takeaways on the subject of friendship. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I've been reading the book All About Love by Bell Hooks since at least January, but I haven't finished it yet. All About Love isn't, in my opinion, a leisurely read. It's not a book that you should skim through or strive to consume in one sitting. It is a book that I believe is best consumed bit by bit because there are just too many morsels of wisdom to chew on. In other words, Bell Hooks ate. It is a good book because it is thoughtfully written, and with all good books that are thought-provoking, All About Love should be thoughtfully read. It is a book that I am living with and growing with. I want to savor the lessons. It is easy to assume that a book with this title is only rooted towards romantic relationships, but this book isn't. Hooks delves into defining what love is and how we can learn to love better in our relationships with ourselves and our varied relationships with other people, familial, platonic, and sure, romantic. Chapter 8 of All About Love is called Community, Loving Communion, and it is where I want to draw your attention to today. This chapter is where Hooks, so far in my reading, has written the most about friendships. I'd like to share a few excerpts from the chapter with you now. Hooks explains that many of us learn as children that friendship should never be seen as just as important as family ties. But friendship is actually the place in which a great majority of us have our first glimpse of redemptive love and caring community. She goes on to say that learning to love in friendships empowers us in ways that enable us to bring this love to other interactions with family or with romantic bonds. Here's how friendships foster loving communion, according to Bell Hooks. Listen closely. Loving friendships provide us with a space to experience the joy of community in a relationship where we learn to process all our issues, to cope with differences and conflict while staying connected. Ultimately, she writes, any satisfying friendship is going to provide us all with a way to know the community and learn how to serve one another. Service, Hooks writes, is a dimension of communal love. No matter how much of a loner you may be or claim to be, we all long to belong. As Hooks offers, we all long for loving community. It enhances life's joy. That said, I do appreciate the distinction Hooks provides between loneliness and solitude because it is important to distinguish the two. Here she references the writing of theologian Henry Nouwen in his book Reaching Out. In the text, Nouwen refers to loneliness as one of the most universal sources of human suffering today. Loneliness, Hooks summarizes, is painful. Solitude is peaceful. Loneliness makes us cling to others in desperation. Solitude allows us to respect others in their uniqueness and create community. Hooks stresses here that moving from solitude into community heightens our capacity for fellowship with one another. One of my good friends, Chastity Cooper, spoke to over a dozen Black millennial women about the value of Black woman friendships in an article she wrote for Aisha Curry's magazine, Sweet July, back in February. The article, titled A Black Millennial Woman's Guide to Navigating Friendship, includes excerpts from a conversation with Jessica Gaddy, a Los Angeles-based therapist and founder of the holistic health platform Nia Noor. Gaddy offers a framework for auditing relationships that you, dear listener, could consider applying to your own life. Gaddy's fun, functional, and fruitful framework ultimately serves to remind us that not all relationships are equal, and that's okay. Here's how the framework breaks down. Fun friends may be those we hang out with for social functions, but may not be the friends we feel completely safe confiding in with our vulnerabilities. Functional friends are those who you can reach out to for particular skills or certain advice, but may not be the first call for a night out or a deep, reflective conversation. And our fruitful friendships are the mutually invested relationships that reflect safety, comfort, and emotional intimacy that also exhibits expansion through various growing stages. I like this framework because it reminds me to not expect one person to fulfill multiple functions, which is a good way of setting and releasing the expectations that we may impose on others. As Chastity notes in the article, as adolescents, it was common to have that one or a few best friends that you did everything with. However, as grown women, it is perfectly acceptable to have different friendship circles that fuel you differently. Chastity ends the article with a beautiful affirmation that I'll share with you now to close out. Dearest Black woman, as you continue to learn and grow into who you are, I encourage you to seek the friendships that truly make your soul smile and bring joy to your life. May these relationships challenge you in the best way to be a better version of yourself, to strive toward your dreams, and to learn how to give love and attract the kind of love you want to receive. I am Anuli Akanebu, and you have just listened to an episode of the Black in Real Life podcast. The program today was produced, edited, and hosted by Anuli Akanebu, with additional support from Anuli Akanebu. Many thanks to Garth, whose song Wild serves as the official theme song of the Black in Real Life podcast. Season 3 mashes up Wild with the song If I Ruled the World, Imagine That by Nas featuring Miss Lauryn Hill. For all things Black in Real Life, visit www.blkirl.com. And remember, as always, the people you follow online are also Black in real life.